Well, I guess if there's an unwrapping tip, it's don't cut the skin. Sort of peel it back, pop it out. Now this one comes with a handy dandy timer in it. And that's always a plus. And it's pre-trussed, so it's easy to handle. Before we stuff it, we're going to want to do two things. We're going to want to take the stuff out from the inside. Some of it has some value. Some of it does not. Is that all that's in there? Oh, sneaky little guy. Yes, Eureka. So those are usually at that end. And when you open up this little pouch, you're going to find a little 3-pack of heart, kidney, and liver. Okay, and those are kidneys, and that's your liver. This one doesn't come with a heart. It's like the Tin Man. So those go in, liver, trash. Good for nothing. It's just gonna make your stock that much more cloudy. You sort of got this flap of excess skin here. You can remove that. And then you wanna take the wings. You can leave them up if you choose, or you can sort of bend them down and stick them underneath. That way they're out of the way of this breast here. It won't infringe on the cook time. This plastic, you leave it on the whole time. All right, it's oven safe, and you've got your pop-up timer to tell you when you're ready to go. Now, one thing that is super relevant, we're gonna put this right into the pan now. So this turkey was brined, and we did a honey cider brine, which adds a lot of sweetness and moisture to the turkey. In the old days, it was more like a method of preservation, but now it's just sort of, it's like an enhancer. I wouldn't use the word marinade by any means. I would say it enhances the flavor of the turkey. And when you brine, you can use a 5-gallon bucket. You can use your sink as long as it's clean and sanitized. You want to pack it with both water and ice. This turkey was brined in 3 gallons of water, ice, about 2 cups of honey, 2 cups of apple cider, 1 cup of salt, a little allspice, and a little peppercorns. Let it sit in there for about 3 hours or so. Turn it every so often if it needs to be turned, and I tell you what, you're just going to add a ton of flavor to the inside of the turkey. Also, when the turkey cooks and it starts to the liquids start to run out, it's going to add a great flavor to your pan gravy. All right, so we're going to put these. That's the neck, kidneys, heart. We're going to put those right into the pan. All right, and then we're going to put a little bit of aromatics into the inside of the turkey. I'm not going to stuff the turkey with a stuffing. I'm going to shove it right in there. Now, this was a fully thawed turkey, a fresh turkey rather. This was a fresh turkey, so it's nice and flexible and ready to go. There's fresh turkeys available at almost any grocery store. I think people instinctively flock to those big giant frozen turkeys, but using a fresh turkey makes your life so much easier. It's so much easier to handle. I've got some red delicious apples. I'm just gonna carve them into thick slices. For this 15-pound turkey, we've got 1 apple. We've got a half of an onion. That right in there, okay? And we've got a couple of sprigs of rosemary. Put those right in there also. And some sage leaves, maybe like 5 or 6 sage leaves. Now, we are going to brush the outside of this with a little bit of melted butter. And that is going to sort of render down, add a little bit of buttery flavor to the turkey itself, but it's going to help with the crisping process, making that skin nice and crispy. Okay? So once you sort of brush a nice equal layer onto that bird, you can season the outside lightly with a little bit of fresh cracked pepper and a little bit of salt. So we've got 2 ways to roast a turkey. Start it off covered or don't start it off covered. All right, this is like the age-old question on Thanksgiving. What do? I started off covered and I started off on low heat. The way I look at it is this. If you get too brown too fast, it's just gonna keep browning and you can't take it back. But this way you can sort of control what you're doing. Plus, if you wrap it properly, it almost makes like a little tent and it steams the turkey, making it that much more tender. We have the oven preset, preheated at 350 degrees. All right, general rule of thumb, I'm gonna say, is 15 minutes per pound. Okay, so if you have a 15-pound turkey, it's 15 minutes times 15, and you do the math from there. All right, it's gonna be about 3 hours. Let it sit in here for about 350. Now, you're gonna wanna cook it about 75% of the way covered, and then you're gonna uncover it and let it crisp up. A very relevant thing that I missed there is that you're gonna cook it about 75% of the way covered at 350, remove the foil, finish cooking it at 425. The higher temp will help with the crisping.